Hi, I'm Antonio Centeno. I'm the founder of Real Men Real Style. Today, gentlemen, I'm going to give you 6 tips on how to increase your confidence and speak with anyone. Now, this is in support of my article over at Real Men Real Style. I want you to go check this one out. This is actually a guest post. My friend Katrina over at communicationfornerds.com. Yes, that is her website. It's a great website, and she helps men and women overcome social anxiety. So this is written from that perspective. And if you guys, maybe I've mentioned this before, I'm an introvert. I get in front of the camera because I have a message, because I want my company to succeed, and because I wasn't able to afford to hire models or, spokespeople. So I realized, hey, I have an important message. I want my company to succeed, and I'm not going to let the fact that I'm scared to get in front and speak in front of people, I'm not going to let that hold me back. So I've had to practice, and I have implemented a number of these tips, and I think you're going to find them useful. All right, so let's get into it. Tip number 1 is to use power poses. So this is something some people ask me, how do you get psyched up to actually get in front of the camera? Well, I do actually use power poses. I practice, I get in front of the camera, I sometimes jump up and down, especially if I'm not feeling it. And it's one of those things, have you ever heard how if you're unhappy, smile? Simply by forcing ourselves to smile, we become happier. The same thing with confidence and power poses. Now, over in the article, I'm going to give you a breakout of a number of power poses that you can assume. But if you assume, just say the Superman pose, and you think, I'm on top of the world. You do that for 2 minutes. They have done studies that the amount of testosterone in your saliva increases significantly. So by taking, and the power poses, what we normally find in them is that you're taking up more space and that you are appearing relaxed. So think about, those positive thoughts and get into that power pose for 2 minutes. And that takes us to point number 2, which is visualization. So as you're getting into this power pose, start to visualize how you're going to kick butt, how you're going to get out there and you're just going to nail that presentation, how you're going to go meet her parents and you're going to make them feel great. You visualize what's going to happen. And the visualization one is very interesting. They actually talked about how they had 2 studies of piano players. One set of piano players for 3 days practiced the piano and went everything through it. The other ones sat back and visualized. They thought about playing the piano and how they went into great detail about this as well. What they found after 3 days of this is that the musicians who had practiced, who had visualized in their head, performed just as well. You see professional athletes use this. Before they go out onto the field, they've already visualized how the confrontation takes place. Have you guys ever seen that movie, The Last Samurai? There's that part where he's ambushed by 4 other men and he visualizes how he's going to defend himself. I love that part of the movie. And guys, this is real. Use it, apply it. Let's get into point number 3, which is mental double checks. So you've probably seen the commercials. I think it's Aaron Rodgers. He talks about discount double check. Not exactly talking about that, but I am talking about you being conscious. You being aware that if you're going into a situation and if you're talking down to yourself, that is having an effect. Don't be your own worst enemy. Be aware. Be present in the situation. When you're engaging and starting to speak with people, try to visualize what they're saying. Pay attention to them and don't go off thinking, oh my gosh, what does this person think about me? Am I good enough for them? Do they think I'm a fraud? Don't sabotage yourself. Double check yourself and constantly reinforce. Make sure that you're saying, hey, I'm not going to sabotage myself. Let's get into point number 4, which is to leverage small talk. I do this actually, I feel pretty well. And I know this because when I meet a VIP, when I meet somebody who is way ahead of me in life, what I find is that they don't want me just to pitch them. I want to, and I almost do it like a double interview. I want to see, do I like them as a person? In my business, excuse my language, but I have a no asshole rule. And that means basically I'm not going to work or engage with anyone if I don't like them as a person. So I use small talk to actually measure a person up and to see, is it a family-oriented person that I would even want around my kids? That's actually a measuring stick that I use. In addition, I'm asking them, hey, let me hear about your passions. What do you want to do outside of this? And I know this works because when I've spoken with people who followed up with me, who maybe I didn't expect it, they were like, you were the only person that night that took took the time to get to know me, to ask about my passions. And when you get someone talking about their passion in small talk, they're going to associate that great feeling with you. And that's a good thing because you become memorable. So let's talk about point number 5. Appearances matter. Guys, I don't know what more I need to say about this. I can link you. We've got hundreds of videos up here. We talk about scientifically, we talk about experience, we talk about why your presentation matters. I'm not going to go into this one. If you go over to the article, I'll link you to tons of studies that we've performed at Real Men Real Style. But I assume if you're watching this channel, you guys know that a book is judged by its cover, that the world is not fair. The world will judge you on how you present yourself. So put your best foot forward. You can control it. So let's talk about point number 6, and that is basically to use your eyes. So many people, when they're engaging with someone, they avert their eyes, they check their phone, they lose attention. Do not do that. Engage them in. Now, what is the right percentage? Most people use about 30 up to maybe 60%, but the optimum amount is 60 to 70% of the time you should be maintaining eye contact. Now, I'm going to assume that you have trouble looking a person in the eyes. If that is the case, then just simply look at one eye. And if you even have trouble looking at one eye, then look at their eyebrow. It's close enough. It's always going to feel weird giving someone too much eye contact. But one thing I find is that people really do appreciate that. They're saying, wow, actually, I feel that you listened to me. So guys, we go into a lot more over in the article. We support this. We talk about, where some of this research came out of Harvard University and yada, yada, stuff like that. But go check out Katrina's website. She's got a free ebook for you. She's a great person, a great writer, and I'm happy to have her as a guest poster over at Real Men Real Style, where guys, you can find tons of more information about dressing sharp, using style as a weapon to get what you want out of life. Guys, take care. I'll see you in the next video.